iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Lanier Raceplex. Here tonight, it is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. To bring you all the racing action here tonight, my name is Roger Muth, here high above the virtual racetrack here tonight. Round number 3, getting ready to kick things off. Some drivers, well, they're looking to try and rebound here tonight, and some of these drivers are making their return back to the series, so you will see a couple new faces out there, though the first 2 weeks have gone to 2 drivers that have been with the series, Michael Trevarthen and Dave Bragg, picking up his first career victory here with the series, so congratulations to Dave Bragg for picking up that. He's back in action here tonight, currently sitting second in our overall qualifying efforts here. Do have 15 drivers logged in. Problem is, the fan favorite, Aiden Alvecchione, he unfortunately is having some computer problems for week number 3. Just taking a peek at those point standings coming into tonight. Michael Trevarthen does lead the point standings over Dave Bragg by 1 point. Then they have a 3-point gap back to part-time Eric Stout. Brian Bianchi and Bob Higgins are tied for 4th and 5th in the championship standings. Some of the drivers, though, that are in these championship standings, like, well, Brandon Feeney, Kyle Johnson, they're getting ready for a big race up in Canada. They are not here tonight. As you can tell, qualifying is over with, race fans, so it's time to go down to get our starting lineup brought to us by our friends at Six Rings Racing. This is the starting lineup for race number 3. Starting on the front row, snagging another pole here in the Six Rings Racing number 12, that'll be Eric Stout. To his outside, car number 31. It's part of that Canadian Invasion group. That's number 31 of Dave Bragg. Back into the third spot, car number 14, the Cole Peppers Bakery and Cafe entry. That is Brian Bianchi with How About Old Granny Hips in that Walkers and Canes entry. The 13 MA of Joshua Buckley. Scott Duncan with a great qualifying effort. He'll roll from the 5th starting spot here tonight, while the rookie, number 62 of TJ Henson, will go 6th. Arnold Valls back there in car number 51. He'll start into the 7th spot. 8th here tonight out of Montana, the big Montana Sky driver. It's the 00. Doug Ungari's back here with Red Light Racing. He'll start 8th. The Double V, 53, Victor Valls will start back into the 9th spot, while Dan Butler will start car 21 in 10th. 11th here tonight, the racing school number 33 of Mike Taschereau. Start 11th, and starting 12th will be the number 70, reach for the top brewing entry, Steve McCormick. Back into the 13th spot, the Higgins Hill Racing number 40. Bob Higgins will start there with Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 30 of Bob Higgins in 14th. 15th starting spot will be Aiden Alvecchione, but he will scratch from tonight's feature event. As the green flag flies here, we're complete lap number 1 out of turn 4. Here they come. It will be Eric Stout with a side-by-side battle back there with Scott Duncan and Joshua Buckley battling to see who will have that 4th spot. Buckley to the outside, brand new colors on his modified here tonight. Dave Bragg just ahead of them, getting a little squirrely, a little sideways down on the bottom side of the speedway. Sideways for the 14, Brian Bianchi, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 14. He was sideways. He was all sorts of crossed up. Dave Bragg now gets that number 31 down to the inside there. See if he can make the pass complete down there. The Jiffy Loop. Oh, big moment there, Scott Duncan. The 989, that car just slid like it was on ice. That's going to move Josh Buckley up out of the groove. Now here comes the number 62, the Cookout Coca-Cola entry, TJ Henson. Down to the bottom side. These drivers having to tiptoe around the bottom side of the speedway. They said it's going to take a couple laps for the tires to come in here tonight. They were not lying. There's the race leader. Eric Stout has gotten himself out to almost a 2-second race lead over the 31 of Dave Bragg and Brian Bianchi as they swap spots. New fast time last time by Eric Stout with a 27. Now Victor Valls goes quick time. So far here tonight, the number 53 entry. There you see him, the driver out of Canada. He's currently sitting back into the 4th spot. He's picked up the most spots here. 5 spots gained here in the early portion. Joshua Buckley continuing to backslide through the field. He is all the way back to the 9th position. Now here comes Rob Higgins. Higgins is battling with the 00 of Doug Ungari. Ungari working the outside of the speedway. Ungari has been missing in action here for the last couple of seasons as he has moved to Montana from California. When he was in California, he raced full-time here with the series. Once moving, had to take some time away. And of course, Doug Ungari now coming back to the series. He also spent some time racing this past season up in Montana at the Mission Valley Super Oval in the Modifieds. Took 3rd place overall in the points championship. One spinning to the inside. One spun to the inside. I believe that was the 51 of Arnold Valls. He'll get it off the racetrack. He will not. There it is. The caution flag actually comes out. It looked for a moment like Arnold was going to get the 51 entry off the speedway, but it looks like him with his mustache will bring out that caution flag. There you see the 51 up and rolling again. Don't see much damage, if any, to that car. The Scoops and Brew, number 51. Let's take a look back here. What happened to the mustache man? Just trying to get back to the throttle early, it looks like, and the 51 will spin it around. Three-point turns for Canadians, eh? Not working out. Yeah, you heard him. He just went back to the throttle and very lucky. Just the slightest of contact up against the inside retaining wall. So he will bring out the first caution flag of the evening. No drivers coming to pit road under the caution flag. Everybody will stay out here just a little bit too early. Remember, they do have a set of tires down there if they were to want to use them, but here on lap number 15, 16, just a little too early. All drivers still out onto the raceway. Arnold did go a lap down in the exchange. The 51 will be the first car, the only car 1 lap down. He will shuffle himself to the back of the lineup here. And we'll get him double back up and we'll get back ready to go racing here tonight. So here tonight in round number 3 of the series, we are at the Lanier National Speedway. Next week, we head to one of the most famous tracks in the South. We will head to the Hickory Motor Speedway. We will get out the limited late model stock entries before we head to the Nashville Fairgrounds on October the 19th. Then we head to the LA Coliseum, back-to-back modified races. We'll also pull out the modified at the LA Coliseum, the smallest track we will head to this season. Green flag back up into the air. Eric Stout, Dave Bragg on the front row, and a great start by the inside, number 12 there of Eric Stout. Bragg looked like he spun the tires a little bit. Stout will slide up in front. Here comes Brian Yankee down to the bottom side. Got some heat in the tires of these cars. Now let's see what kind of side-by-side battling jigging they can do. How about Scott Duncan, who was sitting there trying to work his way farther up inside the top 5? You see Duncan right now working the bottom side of TJ Henson. That's the first battle side-by-side on the speedway. TJ Henson to the outside, Duncan to the inside. It's been a terrible start to the season for Scott Duncan. Duncan sitting way down into the 16th spot in the points championship standings. 2 DNFs to start the season is not where he wanted to be. The driver owes little contact there. TJ Henson slid up outside the groove. It's the bottom side track right now. And Henson got up in those marbles, got in the little dirty stuff, and just kissed the outside wall of turn 2. One car reaching for the inside wall. That'll be Steve McCormick. He'll go around and see if we get the caution flag. McCormick going to get it wound up and point it back into the right direction. We will stay green, but McCormick now will have to hope for a caution flag or something here quick, because Eric Stout, the race leader, there he is. He is just about 2 turns now behind the last place car, Steve McCormick. Eric Stout at one point on a 2.5 second race lead, and that was erased by the first caution flag of the evening, trying to see if he can now run away and hide with it. There you see the field has now all gone to the bottom side of the speedway. We'll see if any of them can try to make the outside lane work. We haven't seen it yet. Only the inside lane. We do expect the groove to move up just a little bit. Lanier, one of the best tracks here on the iRacing service for side-by-side racing. We'll see if these big old meaty tires on the SK Modifieds will come into play here tonight. Rob Higgins, who is currently sitting back into the 7th position. There you see the checkered flag, Auto Supply, Higgins Hill Racing. So, whoa, TJ Henson. Hold on to roll, son. DJ Henson had that cookout looking like he was flipping burgers and flies at the same time. And man, did he save that. He probably learned that move from Aiden Nalvecchio and those 2 friends here on the iRacing service. Aiden, of course, doing some broadcasting of his own here on iRacing, TJ Racing in one of his leagues, and TJ has come over here to spend some time with Aiden, but unfortunately Aiden's computer has been acting up, and well, TJ's out here swatting those flies. Tongue twister for me here tonight. We're talking about Higgins, though, picking up 7 spots from where he started. Look at Taschereau. Taschereau trying to go to the outside. Talk about 2 drivers that have modified racing experience. You got 3 of them actually in a row. You got Ungari, Taschereau, Buckley, who's been behind the wheel of a modified. And you got Dan Butler also right there. Dan Butler, part of the racing school, along with Mike Taschereau. They have a lot of laps behind the wheel of modifieds and race cars in general up at Thompson. We also got to thank the racing school and Mike Taschereau for the continued support here with Red Light Racing, getting ready for a big event up at Thompson. Remember, race fans, if you want to drive a race car or get behind the wheel of one of their modifieds, head on over to the racing school and book yours for next season. A lot of events next season already getting booked up, as you see the 33 to the inside of that 00. Taschereau making the move, smelled the blood in the water. Now Ungari's going to be stuck to the outside. What will he be able to do? Oh boy, who's down there on the bottom? That was the 51 of Arnold Valls. He was trying to work his way through the pack and got a little sideways. That's going to push TJ Henson up out of the groove. Ungari continuing to slide on the top side of the speedway. It's just not ready on the outside here. You get off the bottom side, you get pushed up, you lose some spots. That's what happened to that double zero there. You see Ungari now back to the 10th position. Started in 8th here tonight. Nothing has changed, though, inside the top 3. There you see Eric Stout, Dave Bragg, and Brian Bianchi. They're all 1, 2, and 3. Dave Bragg will open up the twitch of that wheel. Maybe had to reach down, itch his foot or something. That car got a little twitchy. See Steve McCormick going to the outside in the reach for the top brewing. Number 70, the driver out of Ohio, will go a lap down after that self-inflicted wound of spin. Joshua Buckley working underneath the 40 there of Rob Higgins. So Higgins going to lose a couple spots. Ungari once again off the bottom side of the speedway. That's the 51 of Arnold Valls. Pass for second. Here comes the 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe 14. Brian Bianchi will move himself into second. Crossover attempt by Dave Bragg here. Got that Jiffy Lube getting switched up to the inside with those tires. Hold on to her, Dave. He's down on the bottom. He's got to tread lightly here for a moment. Almost halfway here tonight at Lanier. Bragg having himself a really good season last year, picking up the championship this year, picking up his first career win. That's right, he won a championship before he won a race. How many times do you hear drivers win a championship before they win a race? And a little contact there, a little wheel slap from the number 14 of Brian Bianchi to the front left tire there, the 31. They touch tires. It's normally a no-no here with these modifieds, these open wheel modifieds, and you don't want to touch tires too much because you touch them, you might send somebody up into the outside wall or break the tire yourself. Out front, though, Eric Stout absolutely loves. Looking back here with our checkered flag auto supply onboard camera mounted on the Six Rings Racing number 12 of Eric Stout. You see it. There's the battle. That's second and third back there. Bianchi, Bragg, and then there's Victor Val, Scott Duncan, Mike Taschereau, Joshua Buckley, Dan Butler, Doug Ungari, and Rob Higgins round out the top 10 as they are currently running here at Lanier. Problems for the 33. Taschereau is around to the inside. Here at the halfway point, Mike Taschereau going a lap down because he's down to the inside. He'll get it refired. The officials did not see the car. No caution flag coming out for the RacingSchool.net 33 of Mike Taschereau. So Taschereau going a lap down with a spin. Let's take a look back here. What happened to the 33 all by himself? He was sitting in the sixth spot, went down in the corner. Don't know if he went to gas it up, and the car just comes around. So Taschereau off the lead lap. That now puts 3 cars a lap down. McCormick, Taschereau, and Arnold Valls have all gone a lap down, passed by the number 21, the store magnet of Dan Butler, moving up on Joshua Buckley. See Taschereau slotted back in line here behind Joshua Buckley. That is not a spot for him. Ungari just got around that 33. That is a battle between the 51 of Arnold Valls and the 33 of Mike Taschereau. It is a battle for the second car to be a lap down. Steve McCormick right now is the driver. That is the first car, 1 lap down. Eric Stout has opened his lead back up once again. It is a 2.5 seconds for the driver of car number 12 here tonight. Uh-oh, Victor having some problems. Victor now spun down to the inside. That will bring a caution flag out. Victor gets the 53 pointed back into the right direction, but he will go, I believe, a lap down. He does. The race leader did come around him. That should give the lucky dog wave around to the number 70 of Steve McCormick. A lot of self-inflicted spinning going on here tonight. These cars are a handful here at Lanier. Let's take a look. What happened to the 53? just loses it, goes around on his own. And then backs it up, and that's where the caution flag is going to come from. Let's listen. Just got in, didn't even get back to the throttle. The car just came around as he was out of the groove. There goes the race leaders. So as that caution came out, some of these drivers are taking their time to come to pit road. So you will notice the lineup will get jumbled up here. Now the race leader is Brian Bianchi, Dan Butler, Joshua Buckley, Doug Ungari, then Steve McCormick. McCormick will have to go to the back, though, of the field. So the top four will be out there on old tires. Eric Stout has 2 tires. Dave Bragg with 2 tires. We'll see where everybody funnels in. I'm showing some drivers possibly going a lap down under the pit sequence here. So we'll wait for that to all shake out here. But we should be seeing the possible 1 lap to go here. Double them back up. We do. A couple drivers still funneling themselves off pit road. Bianchi will choose the inside here in the Colony Tire and Service Center. Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe, number 14. So he'll choose the inside. He'll put Butler to the outside. Then it will be Buckley. Lights back on the pace car. We'll go 1 more lap. Everybody's still trying to funnel back into the right positions where they should be lining up. So it'll be Buckley to the inside, row number 2. Ungari to the outside in the 00. Then it'll be Eric Stout, 2 tires. It'll be Dave Bragg, 2 tires. Then it'll be Rob Higgins, 2 tires. And Steve McCormick will start at the tail. 8 cars on the lead lap. A couple drivers getting caught a lap down on pit road. Here we go. iRacing.com pace car off the racing surface. We'll race them to turn number 1. You gotta be mindful of where you're at. A lot of cars on older tires here that are gonna be fighting for some top spots. 3 wide racing. A little contact, little sparks. That's the 40 of Higgins to the inside. 3 wide, Ungari in the middle. Butler to the outside. And oh, that 40 got a little twitchy. Ungari now has the inside all to himself. He can try to get down to the bottom side. And Butler tried to get right down on those bumper bars, those Nerf bars. So it's gonna be Bianchi, Buckley, Stout, Ungari, then Butler. Remember, Eric Stout has those 2 newer tires. He's got to wait for them to work in. We saw that not work out well for Rob Higgins. Battle back here. That's the 30 of Higgins down to the inside. They were 3 wide momentarily. That is both of the Canadian Invasion. Number 53 and 51, Arnold and Victor. Uh-oh, some problems. Joshua Buckley to the inside. Buckley having some problems, and that's going to put him back to now running into the 5th spot. As that car looks like it's got shortened up on the right front, or left front. Take a look here. What happened to Buckley? Oh, sideways right in front of Eric Stout. Stout gave a little bump, and look at Buckley. He's got to tail slap that car right off the inside wall. Rob Higgins looking to pick up a spot now that he's got those tires worked in. Eric Stout just set the fastest lap of the evening. A 13.8 second lap for that driver right there. He is going to try to run down Brian Bianchi. Still got over 25 laps left in this one. So plenty of time for Eric Stout. He does not have to push it that hard. Dave Bragg still sitting there. Bragg came to pit road. He put 2 tires on. He's sitting 3rd. Doug Ungari is sitting 4th, but he's getting run down by the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Higgins does have the fresher tires with that checkered flag auto supply entry. Bob Higgins losing a spot. Arnold does get around. Steve McCormick is just behind. McCormick still running into the 8th spot. There you see the number 70 reach for the top Brewing Ohio entry. He's back on the lead lap. He's running in 8th position. He had to start at the tail end of the longest line due to getting his lap back. So he's just kind of riding. New fastest lap of the evening. A 1.17. That's Dave Bragg. Uh-oh, Doug Ungari around. The 00 going around. We'll bring out the third caution flag of the evening. He was running into the fourth spot. Take a look, take a peek. What do we see? Ungari trying to hook the bottom side of the speedway, and that car just steps out, and there's nowhere for Higgins. Higgins was in the gas already because that's, well, you're on the exit of this corner trying to go down the straightaway. Let's listen. He lifted out of the throttle coming out of the corner, and there's nowhere that Higgins was going to go. Watch it from Higgins. Higgins lifted, but it was going to be way too late. So that's what happens to bring out our third caution flag of the evening. There you see the 00 down on pit road. He'll try and get his car serviced and back out onto the racetrack. Eric Stout does take back the race lead with Dave Bragg and Rob Higgins, Scott Duncan. Those drivers all had come to pit road. Dan Butler, Steve McCormick, Joshua Buckley, Doug Ungari, they all just came to pit road. They're going to put their fresh tires on now. They saw how fresh tires worked out for Stout and Bragg, and now they're going to try and do the same thing. We're going to have under 20 laps to go left in this one here tonight now. We will see which one of these drivers are able to hold on. Now are the drivers, they pitted back, what was that on lap number 58? So about 20 lap fresher tires for the drivers that all came to pit road here as we're ready to go. Pace car in, 19 to go, and the green flag is back out. Great start by Stout. Here comes Bragg, though. He'll try to cross it over. He'll get the nose to the inside of the number 12 of Stout. First time we've seen Stout challenge for the race lead when he has had control of it. But it's not going to work. Dave Bragg will funnel back in line. So it's Stout, Bragg, Higgins, Bianchi, Butler inside the top 5 with some fresher tires. What can Bianchi and Butler do? Joshua Buckley still waiting for his tires to come in. That's the 53 right there, the double V entry. Victor, the first car, 1 lap down, trying to stay ahead of his brother Arnold and his mustache. Duncan also trying to come up through the field. Duncan back onto the lead lap under that last caution flag. And he'll try to get to the inside of the 70. He does. They almost came together in turns 3 and 4. Duncan will take the 8th spot now. Ungari having some problems in that 00. Looks like he's going to pull it down to the inside here tonight. He may be done and out of this one. 13 to go. Joshua Buckley holding on here. Just got underneath the number 40 of Higgins. Higgins slots back into that 6th spot now. What does the old Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes entry have here left in the tank? 12 to go. It is go time. If there's anything you got left, you got to use it now. You can't take these tires with you next week. New quick time again. Bianchi got to go a little bit faster. He's sitting 3rd with the fresher tires than the 2 that are out in front of him, but he will see 10 laps to go this time. Double high fives at the flag stand. Just 10 more times around. To go, and Bianchi looks like he could be sitting in a catbird seat here tonight. Trying to set 31 up. See if he can get underneath. Oh, he tried to gas it up to get to the inside off 4, but was not able to. Dave Bragg trying everything he can here now. Look at the way Bianchi's taking his line. He's trying to have all the momentum off the corner. Little higher than Bragg, diamond it off, get to the inside. Can he do it here? Will he get to the inside? He will not. Bragg will slam the door into 3. A good battle inside the top 3. Look at Dave Bragg, though. He's trying to defend and go on the offensive at the same time. Bragg trying to get to the inside. Eric Stelt's just trying to hang on here. He's got a couple hungry hippos behind him. Dave Bragg trying to go 2 in a row. Eric Stelt trying to hang on. Eric Stout looking with, well, possible coming to get 2 to go here to pick up his first ever career win. Caution, lights are on. Caution, lights are on. Hold the phone. Taschereau, you see him sideways. The left front of the racing school, number 33 modified, is absolutely in shambles. He will have to take the toe to pit road. Here it is. Got to the inside. Oh, a little contact there. Oh, and then Scott Duncan, nowhere to go. Taschereau's car was wounded and just kind of wobbling back up the raceway. Watch it again. That's the 53 of Victor Valls. Victor back running in 9th, and there's the contact. Taschereau tried to hold his line down to the bottom, but it slid up, and then Taschereau up the racetrack right into Scott Duncan. Watch the 989 here of Duncan. He's back here battling with the 70 of McCormick. Just nowhere for him. Even McCormick getting some damage as Taschereau came back up across the track. So Scott Duncan's night is done. Taschereau's night is done. We did get the 1 to go marker this time. So it'll be a green-white checker attempt number 1 here. A little bit of overtime on Thursday night. Here we go. Pace car off. Green-white checker attempt. Number 1. Tina Bianchi able to get to the inside. Here comes Joshua Buckley. It'll be 1 lap to go, presented by the by the checkered flag. By Culpepper's Bakery. I'm looking for the checkered flag and getting it all confused. It's 1 lap to go, presented by Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe. And it will be Eric Stout that comes back across. Battle for 3rd. Give it to Dan Butler. The storm blew in at the right time for Butler, but it's Eric Stout picking up his first career win. Brian Bianchi coming across in 2nd. Dan Butler there in 3rd. Dave Bragg will settle for 4th, but a first-time winner here on the tour. Part-time Eric Stout will be the driver that picks up the win. There you see him. He'll just park it down there in Victory Lane. Unofficial results on the left-hand side of the screen here tonight. As Stout goes to Victory Lane. He says he wants to get rid of that part-time entry. And right now, he is sitting down there. We'll get to talk to him in just a couple of moments when we head to the post-race show brought to us by our friends at the Racing School. Dan Butler celebrating also here tonight as he's able to come home in 3rd. We'll take a quick break here from Lanier, and we'll be back here to talk to the top 3 in the Racing School post-race show.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to Lanier Race Fans, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series, finishing up their 3rd race of the season here tonight. But it is time now to head into the Racing School post-race show. Make sure you book your Racing School adventure next season, race fans, because the Racing School has the cars that you just saw out onto the speedway. You could get behind the wheel of one of them if you're lucky enough, let's say that at least. Let's go down trackside, though, and talk to one of the drivers that, well, not only has real-world experience behind the wheel of one of them, but here tonight will walk away with a good finish. How about it, Dan? The storm blew in here tonight at the right time for you late in this one. That car came alive. That restart did wonders for you.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed to see the last caution because I was catching the top 3, thinking I'd at least get 4th, and I had to start on the outside. But dang, it worked out. I kind of held off on the pit strategy there until the very last minute. Got some right sides, and I don't know what happened with Josh, and I think it was a 31 touched in front of me, and I went to the middle, and it stuck. Here I am.
How hard is it here with these cars, this field, to make those passes? When you see those cars come together and the seas open up, do you just kind of have to throw it in there and kind of hope it sticks at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what iRacing did with these. In real life, these things got so much grip with these big wide tires, but it was like driving on ice tonight. I don't know if you could see that from up there, but so it's kind of, I guess last couple of laps you just throw it in there, but the rest of the race we were all tiptoeing around. It was rather dicey.
So what you're saying is now that we're transitioning from the summer into the fall, you now have winter driving experience. You're ready for the weather up north?
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna snow tomorrow with our luck, but
it'll snow tomorrow and be 90 on Sunday. Got it.
Correct.
So what are you thinking here? A great finish tonight. We do slap the fenders back on for Hickory next week.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm kind of I'm not really racing for points this year. I'm trying to just run for fun this year. Be a little more aggressive than I have in the past. Without being stupid. But that was kind of in the past. I probably would have just finished 6th right there. But when I saw those guys going at it, I was trying to stick it on the outside, and then saw an opening, and I went, which I'm usually way more conservative. So I guess I'll be a little more aggressive from now on. It was a lot of fun.
Well, it looked fun from up here. We can't believe or even put into words what it meant behind the wheel for you here tonight. But what do you say? We know there's some people back home, some little ones out there cheering you on here tonight, and you got some people on the quarter panels of this 21.
Oh yeah, my 2 girls better be in bed up there right now, but got school tomorrow. But thanks to my mom and stepdad and my sister, they watch every week. They always talk about how cool your broadcasts are, so kudos to you and Mike at the racing school. And like Roger said, we got 8 or 9 of these SK Modifieds now. Go give Mike a call and get in one of these next year. They're doing Thompson Speedway now, and they're also doing the Waterford Speedway down in Connecticut. So you get 2 chances to drive, and man, that was fun. Thanks for doing what you do, Roger.
It looked fun from up here, and Butler said it was fun behind the wheel of that number 21. He'll rattle off a third-place finish here tonight.
Congrats to Eric, too, on his first win.
And there you heard it. Even Dan acknowledged it is Eric's first win. But who's next on the pecking order? It's the number 14, Brian Bianchi. Brian, a great run for you at top 3 car all day long here tonight.
Yeah, good car. Took tires later than them. I wasn't sure you could take tires without going a lap down, so I let those guys test it out for me.
How much did tires play a factor here tonight? Because Dan alluded to it. We saw it all night. Drivers spinning by themselves, solo spins a lot, cars sideways, crossed up.
Yeah, it was loose. Coming out of 4, it was really loose. Yeah, tires mattered. I was like 3 or 4 tenths slower than those guys that took tires, so that's why I went in late. Unlike Dan, I was happy to see that caution come out because that gave me a shot at Bragg, because I didn't think I would have got him if we didn't get that caution.
You were sitting there with the fresher tires of the crew. What was going through your mind as the laps clicked off, knowing you had the fresher tires, faster car?
I was trying everything to get by him, and there's just no room. I was trying to get a run off, so I go in a little high, come out low. But like I said, I don't think I would have got him. I ran my fastest lap on lap 90, so I mean, I was fast, just couldn't get by.
So now we take the we take these cars, we put them on the shelf for a couple of weeks. We know you love your modifieds. That is your bread and butter. That's what you love. It's homegrown up there in the Northeast for you. But we have to put them away just for 1 week. I promise. It's just a 1 week put away. How do you feel about putting the fenders back on, headed to a track that has absolutely no grip?
What are we in the late model next week?
Limited late model stock.
All right. Yeah, no, I think we'll be good. Rex and I picked up a little sponsorship for our late model. We got Yamaha tires on there. So it should be fun.
Well, it looked fun out there tonight. Brian, congratulations on picking up another podium finish. It's second here tonight, but I know your laundry list of sponsors is long, so I'm going to go make a sandwich, and I'll be back in 5.
Yeah, we'll shorten it up. Congrats to Eric. When you don't run part-time, see, you get a win. Rex, Culpeper's Bakery Cafe, Colony Tire, Bar Mackey, Zeno's Luxury Jackets, Rex as always for my paints and just being a great partner. GK Properties, Patty's Pugs, and I'm donating. This race was for my cousin Kevin. He just got diagnosed with MS, and I really wanted to win it for him.
Well, there it is, Brian Bianchi, race fans, and he will phone home a second place finish here tonight. But how about the man of the hour? Everybody's talking about it already. A part-timer, a big old win here, big 50 on the starts, 1 win in the career.
Yeah, I 3 for 3 on starts this season, so we're off to a good start in removing the part-time nickname, I hope. But really, really satisfied to get a win. I prepared quite a bit. I need to give some special recognition to Justin Laxton with Team 53. He's a bit of a short track ace, I'd say, on iRacing, and I've worked with him, known him for a while, running Silver Crown official, and then also helping out with some of the short track stuff. So we had a really good practice session together last night, and he picked up on a couple things that I was doing, and resulted in some really good speed tonight.
You had speed right from the drop of the green flag, because this car 12 absolutely shot out. I believe it was over a 2-second lead that first stint here. How hard was it, though, to run that fast, save the tires, and not slide around this little bull ring?
Definitely was a challenge. I was sort of complaining in the group practice session last night with Josh about how loose the setup was. Very, very touchy on throttle and sort of unpredictable. I found that just backing up my entry a little bit, and just using a little more partial throttle through the corner before trying to jump on it was the key for me. And I think early on, Dave and Brian might have gotten together that sort of resulted in that big lead. So I was disappointed, obviously, to see that first caution and see that lead get wiped out. But yeah, I felt felt really confident after last night's practice, and was just trying to basically just maintain. I knew it'd be really difficult to pass, so if I could hold my track position, unless someone got real aggressive with a bumper, I felt like it'd be pretty hard to get by.
Were you worried in the closing laps before that green-white checker? Everybody was right there. You, Bianchi, and it was Bragg at the time, all nose to tail, 1 through 3.
Definitely was not thrilled to see that late caution. I knew that Brian had taken tires. Dave and I took our tires early, and I knew Dave was going to run really hard for a few laps, and if I could hold him off, I felt like I could get away from him, which I started to until the caution, I think, on lap 98 or 99. So on the restart, Brian was definitely sort of my biggest concern, because you have an advantage on a track like this starting third as opposed to second. I also want to say I think Brad cut me a little bit of a break there on one of the restarts. I threw a block. There's a few laps left that you have to at that point, but I threw a little bit of a block, and I think he gave me a little bit of a break and didn't run over me. So I appreciate that. I think that's the kind of racing we're trying to promote here is a little bit of patience, and like we always say, clean and respectful. And so in that instance, he definitely was. And I think Brian probably could have got to my bumper and gave me a shot if he wanted to, but at the risk of wrecking both of us. So I appreciate him not doing that as well.
So now that you pick up your first career win and your 50th start here with the series, you're trying to get rid of the part-time name, and I don't know, it sticks pretty well. What do you think? Are we going to make a push? Because now you're going to walk out of here with the championship lead. Are we going to push for that championship now at this point?
Well, that's really my objective. Obviously, I want to win races, but as Dave showed last year, you don't necessarily have to win every week. You just have to run up front and avoid the the sort of the blowups. So that's the goal: run every week and run every lap, and see where it shakes out. I know obviously Trevarthen, he wasn't here tonight. He would have been strong for sure if he'd been here. So hopefully he doesn't miss many more, and he and I and probably Brian and Dave will duke it out for the championship.
Well, we look forward to watching you the rest of the season here, Eric. Before we let you go, though, the red carpet rolls out for the first time in your career here with Red Light Racing. The microphone is yours. The floor is yours. You got the carpet.
Well, like I said, I want to thank Justin Laxton with Team 53 for the coaching help. I want to obviously give my wife a big shout out. I'll say hi to my dad and my aunt and my brother Patrick. And I don't really have any sponsors, Roger. Maybe I can give Christina's Cuts a shout out, because I think it made the cutting room floor for Brian. But yeah, just thanks to Red Light, thanks to Turn 3 for putting on a great show, and thanks to the guys that we run with.
There you hear it. He's a first-time winner in 50 starts. It took him to go to victory lane, but now Eric Stout will officially notch his name with some of the best drivers that have raced here with Red Light Racing, as he is a winner on the tour. So he picks up his first win. We heard from him, along with Brian Bianchi, and how about the Storm from the north, or Storm Magnet from the north, Dan Butler picking up that third spot, while Dave Bragg kind of fizzled at the end. He had to restart on the outside there, and that car went backwards. He will finish now into the fourth spot. Rob Higgins was fifth. Arnold Miles was sitting into the sixth spot. Steve McCormick rallied back from a self-spin a lap down to finish into the seventh spot. Joshua Buckley will fade in the end to the 8th spot. Victor Fowles Knight and TJ Henson, the rookie, will finish into the 10th spot. That's your top 10 unofficial results here at Lanier as we get ready to leave Lanier. Where does that leave us? Well, that leads us going to the Hickory Motors Speedway. The limited late model stocks are the next car that is on the card for this series. So we look forward to seeing those. It'll be the second or third time, actually, we've had those cars out onto the racetrack in the past couple seasons. So we look forward to seeing what kind of show they can put on at Hickory. But until we see you next time, race fans, for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody with Red Light Racing, along with our other sponsors here on the series, we thank you here tonight for tuning in. And until we see you next time, we will see you in Turn 3.